And we are live. And all we see is the tripod. All right.
All right.
How the hell am I get back over here? Kick back, girls. I do like the sound of my voice. What's up, y'all? Oh, the tablet.
Ready to go.
Right on, right on. How's everybody doing out there in podcast world?
I'm doing fantastically, New. How are you doing?
All right. JB kind of hype.
You said you wanted more energy.
That's right. I need more energy.
Right. I'm just, following the director's instructions.
Shaking my head. Just shaking my head.
Hey, we look good here.
We do.
We look pretty good.
Just software white more often.
Yeah, that white popping, JB. It's popping on the camera. Let me do some shares.
Sapio sex experiences. Okay, you get it.
Yeah, that's the
be doing in your free time.
That's the good Tory created.
No. You just heard my question.
Man, but that's an interesting part of the show because we got to talk about some sapio sex experiences.
Indeed.
We was at a nice little event.
That was a lot of fucking
last
fun,
week that we'll get into shortly, but got some stories for you, Tori. It was lit like the landlord.
Should I be scared?
Yes. But in a good way.
Okay.
Let's see. Red Table Talk. Since they stole our idea, we've been posting your group too. He was like, yeah, y'all show like the Red Table Talk. No, nigga, we had this show for years before there was a fucking Red Table Talk. Even though I love Will and Jada, shout out to y'all, and Willow.
But the Red Table Talk group isn't even attached with them, is it?
I think it is.
Seems like a bootleg version. No,
well, you might be in the bootleg version.
I'm in the Red Table Talk group, and I don't think it's if it is, it's so bad.
Until you kick me out, you getting this work. You gonna get this work. What up, Melinda? I see you. I'm sending this shit everywhere. Donald Trump. I'm sending it to him. Is somebody farting? What was that? Somebody's farting.
That's my phone vibrating.
Damn.
That's so
That fucking little 2-year-old,
Rumbling
and then they get mad at me when I be fussing. They didn't call the police and all that. Oh my God, you scared of him? He's gonna kill us. I'm like, just keep that little motherfucker from jumping up and down on my goddamn self. I posted him because I was outside when I was with Ari and Sky. And he was on the patio. Hey, some jumping motherfucker. Some fucking high. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get this podcast started, JB. I know we're still sharing and everything, but let's get the first hour done. Man, I'll tell you this much while we still sharing and everything. Ghost, Amari Hardwick.
Yeah.
I might have to put the pause on him if he had kissed something like that. I'm not playing.
Did a little too much of that award ceremony.
It's
A little too much. I know they supposed to be family, crew, or whatever, but double tapping, double kissing my wife, like right there in front of me. I mean, and y'all saw the video on YouTube or whatever. Like, it was a little close to the lips. It was a little.
For those who haven't seen it, Amari was presented with an award for playing Ghost at the NAACP Awards, and he, dapped up Jay-Z, gave Beyonce a kiss, gave her the customary kiss on the cheek. But as he separated the hug, he gave her a second kiss. And I think you shouldn't be able to double tap. I don't think you can double dip your potato chip or your buffalo wings in the sauce if you're eating more than one person. And you don't double kiss.
I would agree with you.
You don't double kiss.
Yeah.
So he did a second kiss.
Unless he did it like the European and his kiss, go about your business.
But
it wasn't nowhere close.
He did 2 kisses on the same cheek, and cheeks ain't so big. So by the time he got to the second kiss, he was damn near at her lips. I would venture to say he was so close, part of his mustache rubbed against the corner of her lip. I would be willing to say that.
I'm pretty sure because if you saw her face, Mm-hmm. That was Solange slapped Jay-Z in the elevator face.
She had that. What
she
the
had
hell?
that.
The hell?
We'll talk about this when the $1 billion go home.
Yeah. It probably created a moment that night. Jay-Z's face was a little interesting too, because he was just like,
I don't know if that hair made it worse.
Yeah, I mean, he was just like, nigga, like.
Yeah, in that situation, it's like if you've ever, like, I grew up predominantly around black people, just walking around the path, and being around a white person. Like, I remember the first time I heard a white person say nigga or nigger, he asked me, he said it with no offense. He was like, no offense, but like, the guys was sharing a cigarette. I was in military school. We was like 13. I never really knew no white people until then. And he said, you know, I'm passing a cigarette to one of my boys, and he was like, no offense, but, you know, like, do you nigger look? And I was like, I don't even know what that means. And I was like, oh, because I lips are wet, and it'll wet the cigarette? I was like, well, I don't think that's an accurate statement. But I was so shocked that it threw me off. I was like, do I beat him up? Or is y'all to be respectful? He said no offense and da-da-da. Like, what do I do in this point? And I was stuck, like, I never heard a white person say nigga except in like a movie or something. And he didn't say it like, fuck you nigger. He was like, we homies, we hang out every day. He just asked dude, like, do you nigger look? Which is still offensive and still fucked up, but it threw me off. I was like, whoa, excuse me? And I think that's the look Beyonce had. Excuse me?
Yeah, it was the Shaggy and Scooby.
Yeah, it was a little surprising. I mean, I imagine Jay just kind of pulling Omari aside and be like, "Hey, bro, like,
you know what, Jay-Z? There's a video collage going around when Jay-Z hugs somebody and then they hug Beyonce, and how when they hug Beyonce, Jay-Z puts his arm on their back, like, yeah, my nigga, I'm here.
Yeah,
And like, it's stupid.
But it happened like 5 or 6 times for them to make a collage of it. He didn't do it that night. And I mean, I'm just pat these niggas on the back.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, you gonna see from now on, it's gonna be, hey, bro, that's my wife.
Question for y'all, JB, you and Toria Murray. F comes, gives you a hug, gives Toria a hug, and does the double kiss. What do you do? JB, what do you say or do? Tori, what do you say or do, if anything? Because I do think it was an accident. Now, with Mario was an accident. If it's F, it probably was on purpose. But
I was going to say, I think it would depend on who it is for me, for what my reaction would be. I don't know him, so I'm probably going to be like, hey, what's wrong with your boy?
No, because he's a Mario, so you do him.
But do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't know him. Now, if you did it, I'm going to be like, that was weird.
I'm gonna be like, hey.
He not gonna
hey. Whoa, hold up, young. Like, we need to have our own conversation.
So that's what you would say?
I would make light of it because that's my man. You know, he probably didn't mean it, but just so you know, brother.
But
there's boundaries to this shit.
And being a female, I was gonna say, being a female, having been in situations like that before, like, it's a very thin line, because I've had people be disrespectful to me when my dude was there, and it turned into a whole different conversation. Like, hey, baby, can you go sit in the car for a minute? Like, I get the tap of make lightly. So you hurry up and get to the car because you already know it's about to be a problem. Like, I don't think he did it on purpose, but her facial expression was not that of, oops, this was an accident. That, I'm telling you, to me, I got Solange punched my husband in the elevator.
So do you think that, are you saying you think that they had something going on?
I don't think they had something going on. I don't know what he was thinking, because he's married too. They're both married.
It was a vastly inappropriate moment. I think it was unintentional. I think Jay probably made a little light comment about it or whatever.
Okay, right there. Unintentional. Was it unintentional?
I think so, unfortunately.
Gilman?
I think it was unintentional.
Unintentional. I think it was unintentional as well, because
I just don't see that in his character.
And especially in a public forum that's on videotape, on TV,
Yeah.
that would be like, I'm confessing my love. You know what I'm saying? That would be like a...
Now, to what degree do they know each other? What's the person?
They're supposed to be like all really cool.
Well, then it may have been something very, very innocent. And who knows? I mean, they could have all had cocktails before. It could have all been, just caught in the moment.
Now, I have done the single kiss and kiss like a weird area. Like, because you don't know where they're going to move. Like, hey, how you doing? I've kissed the ear because I didn't know where their face was going to be at. And I kissed like hair because I didn't know where their face was going to be at.
But if you just do cheek to cheek, then you don't have to worry about where your lips are going to hit.
Well, you can't control the other person's face. You don't know where their face is going to go.
But you understand what I'm saying? Like, you're not using your lips. If you would do cheek to cheek and you would just...
But I can't control where you go.
But here's the thing we're missing.
You're going to go
first time, sure. But he got the first time right.
And then he came back for the second time.
And maybe that's how he accidentally hit her that close because you're supposed to go.
He may have gone in. It almost
left.
Looked like he was saying something to her in her ear.
But I thought he did.
So it may have been a situation where he went in for the regular hit, and then he went back to say something, and her, I don't know, maybe she moved.
But I think he did say something to her, and at the completion of what he was saying to her, I think he went back in to give her a kiss on the cheek again.
So the first one was like, hey, something, and then the second one was the actual kiss. But by then she had already moved. So why are you whispering to Beyonce ear?
I think it may have been the reverse because I don't know.
So wait, let me ask a question. Did he get the award after Jay-Z and Beyonce?
I do not know.
So if he got the award after Jay-Z and Beyonce, maybe he was telling her congratulations, and that was why, because he walked over to her, he hugged her, kissed her on the cheek, he said something to Jay-Z, he turned back around, he said something back to Beyonce. And I'm wondering if he was telling her congratulations too, and then went to kiss her and say congratulations. The first one was a, hey, how's it going? The second one was, congratulations on your award. And oops, I went a little too far.
I think he said, I broke up with Tasha.
Tasha was standing right there. And
Tasha
crazy.
That's why he had to whisper. That's why he had to whisper it.
Tasha would have snatched
He had to whisper it.
I
broke up with Tasha.
There it goes right there.
Okay, let's look at it real quick, y'all.
So they all
So he talking to Jay, dap Jay up. Somebody else. Oh, Notorious talking to B.
And that's Chloe or Hallie, one of them.
Okay. Well, this is a deep video. I didn't see all this.
This is the extended version.
But that's him and they're taking a picture together. He goes
There's
to
a
her.
hello.
That's the kiss on the cheek. He said something, and then he kissed her again.
Right.
I will say this. It looks innocent. I don't think he was on no fuck nigga shit.
Definitely not.
He just shouldn't have did 2 kisses.
Definitely.
So the rule is no 2 kisses.
Yeah.
Because it looks innocent.
Yeah. So we gonna stamp that. That's the rule now.
I bet you she don't never one kiss him ever again.
Yeah, I think he ruined that.
Hug.
I think he ruined that. I think he getting a church hug from now. I think Jay is
I think Jay gonna have a conversation with him later.
Yeah,
If he hadn't already.
You see when Jay walked up on Offset? I can't see what they were saying.
The first kiss and the hug, and then it looks like he said something to her again.
Yeah.
So I think it was innocent. I think she leaned in, not knowing he was coming back to say something, and then that's what happened.
Yeah. I agree. Nothing to see here. A bit of a reach, if you ask me. Some folks are really touchy-feely. Everybody ain't J. Cole.
Wow.
Well, I mean, hey, Ron, I hear you, jive. For the record, though, nobody, when you see Ashanti, you give her a pound. Unless you're a woman. If you kiss her, then it's cool, because we'll invite you back. And then we had drinks and cocktails and conversation.
And that's something we ain't talk about yet. We ain't talk about the joint we went to.
I just did the segue.
Is that what that was?
Conversation.
Is that what that was?
Very same way. So, last week, we were invited out to an event. I was on a panel for Cocktails and Conversation. Let's talk about sex. Thrown by author Jade. Jade does erotic writings. She has a few erotic books out. And she invited me to be on the panel with another podcast. What's the name of Kiki podcast?
You asked it wrong.
Cocktails.
Is that what it is called?
Cocktails, Dirty Discussions.
Oh, yeah.
So Kiki was there from Cocktails, Cocktails podcast, Dirty Discussions. A few other erotic dancers were there. A nudist was there. A young lady who does Milky Melanin blog, which is kind of like an erotic blog. Mm-hmm. So it was a sex event. And I was there because I'm a freak, I guess. I don't fucking know. This ain't a sex podcast. It could be. It probably should be. But
sometimes it winds up.
Yeah, sometimes it winds up being. But it was a great event. JB came out. Gilman came out. We didn't get Tori out this time, but we'll get y'all to some of these freak things. We gotta break in slowly, Tori. We can't just invite you to freak shit on day one.
I'm gonna have to keep a flask in my car. See.
Pretty much.
So yeah. The event was great. I had a great time, great conversation. I'll be having Kiki from we'll be having Kiki from Cocktails Podcast on with us one Sunday. And hopefully we'll get to crash their podcast. It's one of the hottest podcasts in Atlanta. So shout out to them. And shout out to our co-host Medina. That inspired our question of the week, which is, what's on your bucket list? And your bucket list is your sexual bucket list. What are some things you want to do before you kick the bucket sexually? Before we answer that, and you guys feel free to type in your responses now, but before we answer that, JB, what were your thoughts on the event?
I thought it was dope. I thought it was very, very tastefully done. It was very well organized. Shout out to the ladies for putting everything together extremely well. I also thought it was tasteful too, which was nice. It was sexual. There were some erotic essences, and all of that happened. But I didn't feel like it was like nasty or anything crazy like that. You know what I'm saying? The other thing I found interesting new was how some of the questions made the audience and the panel respond. And I don't think that was entirely what they intended, but it was still a good response because I felt like it was a real response. I felt like going into it, there was almost like an agenda. You know what I'm saying? In terms of how the questions were leading. And to make a long story short, there were a lot of questions centered around, penetrating men anally, and that being a part of heterosexual sexuality, and why men are somehow afraid of it or wanting to shy away with it. Yeah. And the thing that wound up happening on the panel, though, is that we got some really, really solid and cogent explanations for why that isn't really a part of what heterosexual men do on a regular. The interesting thing for me, though, was some of the female responses, right? Because some of the females were like, yeah, if the nigga's interested, then cool, but that's not really what I'm looking for, And I found that interesting because seeing those questions going into it, I was expecting a lot more of that, I don't know what you call it, hetero shaming or male shaming.
Yeah.
I think it's male shaming. I don't think it's hetero shaming because you don't hear it on a woman's end if she doesn't feel comfortable doing something
and
like that.
And that's a very, very good point. I'm glad you brought that up.
I think it's male shaming because I'm not expected to do it. You are expected to do it, but I'm not. And I don't know how a woman can take offense to a man saying he doesn't want to do something. I don't understand. That makes no sense to me.
God damn it, Tori, you special. Tori's special.
But it doesn't make sense to me. Like, how can I get upset because you as a man are not comfortable or don't want to do something? That's like a woman. If you tell her, okay, well, I want you to do this upside down with 3 donkeys and an elephant, and your sister and your cousin and your best friend, because I think all y'all dope, she can get mad at you for suggesting it, but if I want to put you in the same thing, I'm still allowed to get mad at you, but you can't.
Yeah, it's there's a shift in women. I always talk about the Me Too. I used to call it the Issa Rae Me Too movement, where women are asserting themselves and becoming stronger, which I respect and which I applaud and which I support. But you don't have to beat me down or belittle me as a man in order to assert yourself, because that's not real assertion. That's false assertion. If you got to put somebody else down to pick yourself up, then it's not real at all. And don't shame me because I don't want to do you little fun boy stuff. I don't want nothing in my butt. And I'm not ashamed of it. And it'll make me bad. It'll make me a gay basher. It don't make me evil. It don't make me insecure. It don't make me crazy.
That's what you
it's just
prefer.
that's not my preference. Now, I do like my ass licked. And I've said that before, and I'll say it again, because I do. But I don't want no fingers in my butt. And this is this is an interesting thing here, because only men have penises, right? So if you fuck another man, if a lady, if you fuck your man in the ass with a dildo is in the shape of a phallic. It's in the shape of a man's penis. So if you get pleasure, if we give it all the toys in the world, the only way a person can get a dick in their ass is to go to a man. If there were no toys. So I believe that that is a little suspect. Now, the finger thing, if that's what you like, I'm not going to knock it. It ain't my thing. But again, I do like the tongue. So I think it's no shaming anybody for whatever they like. But I do think that if you want a penis or a created penis in your ass, you want a penis in your ass. And I think that speaks for itself. Right, wrong, maybe? No, what y'all think?
I'm not a dude. I can't say. That's not my thing. I'm not a dude. So I can't answer that. Like, I just feel like there's certain stuff me as a female I can't answer. Because I'm not a dude. I don't have male genitalia. I wasn't made to be that way. So I don't speak on me.
Yeah, I mean,
JB, you taking up the butt? What's going on? Let us know.
Absolutely not. Number one, I ain't interested in nothing coming anywhere near my butt but toilet paper. Like, nothing at all.
Hopefully a washcloth.
Yeah, well, but the cleaning items to be very,
but
very,
not a plunger, not a toilet bowl cleaner.
Absolutely, no, nothing going in there whatsoever. And I mean, it's funny that you mentioned the washcloth and the cleaning items, because honestly, more so than the whole homosexual thing, like, it'd be some horrible stuff coming out of my butt in the bathroom. Like, I don't want any parts of that to come anywhere near anything sexual. I have an incredibly sensitive sense of smell, and I know what it smells like. Like, I don't want no parts of that anywhere near anything sexual, because I guarantee you, anytime I smell anything close to that, any thought that I could possibly maybe smell something like that, I'm completely turned off. I'm good. I'm done. I don't understand this whole thing where I've got some hidden gay thing going on with me, or I'm homophobic, or what the fuck ever. Honestly, it doesn't. But honestly, why does it matter what the thought process is behind my preferences?
Why it shouldn't matter, because because if one girl likes her toes sucked but another one doesn't, that doesn't mean I should shame the girl that likes her toes sucked because that's what she likes. I'm not a foot person. Don't touch me with your feet. That doesn't mean that I have a foot phobia and I'm really a hidden foot fetish lover. Like, that doesn't make any sense. If a guy doesn't want something up his butt, in his butt, touching his butt, caressing his butt, then that should be on him to like it or not like it, because there are women that are the same way.
Thank you.
They don't want anything up it, on it, touching, none of it.
Thank you.
Just, that doesn't make him gay for not wanting that to happen and have hidden agendas with it. Like, it makes no sense to me. I don't understand it.
And something you said earlier on camera, Tori, is it feels like there's an agenda to make men bisexual. Like, oh, you don't want nothing on your butt, there's something wrong with you, and you just this. And it's like, whoa. How about I just don't like that? How about that? There's nothing wrong with me. Ain't nothing weird about me. I don't want to do that. I don't want you shitting on me and pissing on me neither.
Right.
I might piss on you, but I'm just saying, I don't want you pissing on me. That don't mean I'm wrong.
I'm not a don't dig in my butt. Leave it alone. That's not what it's there for. You look at it.
I'm not sure. I've given women some great anal orgasms.
But you don't be digging in my butthole. Like, that's not what you do. Like, that is no entrance. That is a no entrance zone right there. That is exit only. So that doesn't make me gay. So why does it make you gay?
Well, why does it make you, more importantly, afraid of something? And even if you are afraid of something, go again back to the whole concept of choice. Part of this whole Me Too movement is I like what I like and I don't like what I don't like, and that shouldn't fucking matter to
Unless you're a man, then you better like what they say you should like.
And that's exactly,
that makes sense.
And that's the double standard that I'm actually pointing out right now, because that is unfortunate, and people don't realize how detrimental that is, because there's a difference between trying to take power for yourself and trying to take power from others for yourself. Boom. And that is what is happening, and I do not respect that.
I had a great line. I lost it.
That's because my line was better. But
Damn.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a good line. I'm not gonna lie. You had a good line. That was a good line. It was. But it was basically you, women, sisters, ladies. You don't get to define what we like and what men like and what men don't like and what that says about us. We do. Moving on. What is our next topic of the week? Okay, hold on. Let me get this comment on while y'all find the next topic. In all seriousness, we brothers should never engage in that in any means, because historically it was a method that the masses used to take power from our men. I feel you on that, and I agree to a degree. I think if you're gay, then you should do what you want to do and be happy. I don't want to tell gay people what they can and can't do, but I don't want to tell anybody what they can and can't do. I
was about to say bisexual.
I don't have an opinion on what you do. Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah.
Let it float.
Put it on the water. And then down for my boat, put it in the water, in the ocean, and then watch out for the current. And then you don't want to be like the Titanic, because if your boat falls apart and there's like a piece of wood and you lay on it, and the girl be like,
move over and share the damn door.
Exactly. Share the door. It was one more there. He had to die. I mean, died out there.
It was plenty of space.
He could have laid on top. He could have got on top of her. They could have had anal sex on top of the board and stayed warm.
She could have taken that big ass dress off and pulled him up there, and they could have used the dress as a blanket.
I didn't understand that shit at all.
She let Jack die. Nigga come tell the story on later. Jack was a good man.
And then I let him go
were you a good woman?
Water. No.
Yeah.
No, she wasn't a good woman.
Nope.
You think I would have let the man that I had the best weekend of my life with freeze to death in the water?
That's
no, we getting on the door. Move your ass. Move your ass.
That's my new line. When I meet a woman and we get along, I'm like, baby, you gonna let me get on the door?
If she says no,
we on the door. Are we on the door or not? If we ain't on the door, I'm out. Hey, if we ain't on the door, I'm out the door. You hear me?
Oh Lord.
How about you? That was good. Baby, that was good.
We in trouble now.
Let's move on.
Let's move on. My left stroke just went viral. Our viral story of the day is Tori's second grade boyfriend.
No.
Before he turned gay.
No, it wasn't.
What?
This was your second grade.
What?
Making friends in the cabinet. What? Y'all was sitting over here playing house in the corner with his sister.
Get him.
Because she was trying to holler at her, but he was really trying to holler at you, best friend in second grade in DC.
What?
Jesse.
He always come up with some bad shit about
tried to get
somebody's
me,
boyfriend.
It was his second grade best friend. They used to play house in the corner.
My second grade best friend, before I knew he was gay, Jussie Smollett, which I would be best friends with him even if he was gay. That's not why we're not best friends no more. It's because I found out he was a liar. And like the rest of you have found out, he is a liar. He lied about that, and that's why I can't be friends with him.
Like, whoa.
Just like he lied about being attached. Just like he lied about, for the record, a lot of people have been coming out like, told you he was innocent, told you, y'all motherfuckers. No, he was not found innocent. They dropped the charges. It was not worth it to prosecute him. It was going to cost too much money, and his uncle, Eric Gilman, bailed him out. Huh?
I think Fox paid him.
Fox? Well, he didn't bail out, though. Like, he bailed out, but they kept his money. They kept his money. They're doing community service. Yeah, he's going to have to pay.
So, I mean, he just isn't doing jail time, any more jail time. And, but let's deal with that first. Before we get into Trump and what he said he wants to do, we all agree that, I mean, he still lied. Like, we know he lied. Empire's ratings, they've had the 2 lowest episodes in the history of the program, the last 2 episodes, because of this scandal, the blowback. Now, I started watching Empire 2-3 years ago. I think I only watched the first or second season.
I think it was like the first episode of the second season that did it.
I think I watched 2 full seasons, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like I watched more than one.
At some point.
How many seasons has it been?
A lot.
Yeah.
It's been
Like,
a lot.
like 5, 6?
Yeah.
I
may have watched the first 2 or 3.
I'm up to date on it.
I think I'm
Okay.
2 in.
Well, let's do that. You're up to date on it. He hasn't been on it?
He's been on it. So what's happened is they, obviously they record in advance.
Okay.
So what they decided to do was limit his roles towards
Can you speak up?
They decided to limit his roles towards the end of the season.
Okay.
To finish out the season. So as the season progresses along, you'll start seeing less and less of him. And he had, some key performances or whatever. I mean, he's a staple in the show. So as the season gets further along, you'll start to see less and less of him.
Okay.
So are they writing him out? Is that what they were doing?
I don't know
They were
what their
getting
plan
ready to
is
take him off?
long term, but when this scandal came out, they started cutting his scenes.
So for the upcoming season, he's going to be seen.
The season started now, so
he's not on the last 2 episodes.
No,
they did say that.
he was on episodes.
No. The final 2 seasons. The final 2
episodes
episodes.
probably.
He won't be on.
Right.
Okay.
And we don't know if he's coming back or not.
No, we don't.
Okay. I don't watch the show. I don't really give a shit about the show. I think it's interesting.
What's crazy though, not to interject, is that he's actually one of the main focuses of this season, which is doubly damaging for the brand itself, because he's now the whole purpose of the show is about how their comeback, they've reacquired Empire. Now he's producing, he's bringing all these women artists together. He's actually the main focus in what's happening. More so than he had in previous seasons, but we'll see what happens to his character.
That's interesting. Gilman, you might as well move up to like that stool, that thing right there, so we can at least hear you better. I want to make sure everybody can hear you. That wasn't what. Okay, all right. That's not. Okay, cool. That's not quite what I meant. But okay. My best friend from 2nd grade is went viral, and we will see how this plays out. But I do believe he lied. But I didn't want jail time. I didn't want him to go to jail forever. I didn't want him to have any outlandish punishment. And now that Donald Trump, Tory's mentor from college, has decided decided that he wants to have the FBI investigate the Jussie Smollett situation in Chicago. I think that's ridiculous.
That is a waste of money. That you might as well put him on trial if that's the case. Put him on trial if you're gonna waste the FBI money for this.
Can you figure the fuck out what's wrong with the water in Flint? Thank God for Jaden Smith actually doing something about it.
Right.
Trump is stepping up because he's outraged about this Jussie Smollett thing. But you're not outraged that they don't have clean water in Michigan?
You're not outraged by the parents photoshopping their children into rowboats and
and sending them to college?
You're not outraged about forgery and Louisiana water's messed up too. You're not outraged about that.
You're not outraged that Michigan is beating Duke right now?
I mean, they probably not gonna go to the White House. That's probably why he doesn't care. He's got hamburgers ready again. Remember?
That was the craziest shit I ever saw in my life. Like, he really did buy them niggas cheeseburgers.
What up, Meek? I see Meek tuned in.
The national title. Anyway, yeah.
Trump, let's say.
Yeah.
Trash. This Trump trash.
Trump is a fuck nigga and an asshole, and he's an idiot. Speaking of water, that was an excellent segue, my friend.
I missed this, and I don't know how I missed this one.
One of JB's old choir buddies was working in the office.
Fuck that. Fuck no. No.
Was working in the office.
No.
And decided that the office had too much negative energy. And he wanted to change the vibe. So he put LSD in the water cooler.
LSD. He didn't make
the
weed
drug
brownies.
LSD.
He didn't bring weed lollipops. He didn't bring THC cookies.
Nope.
He brought freaking LSD. LSD.
And put it in the water, and not only put it in the water cooler, people caught him with a dropper over the water cooler, but then he went and contaminated a couple of individual employees' personal bottles of water. Motherfuckers started feeling weird and shit in the office. A couple of them had to go to the doctor because they were feeling crazy, because again, if you haven't done LSD before, then your tolerance is nothing, so the shit is probably going to fuck you all the way up. What an idiot, dude. This is crazy.
Bastard.
Tori? I mean, I've heard of some dumb shit to do to your coworkers, but putting LSD in the water, like, he should have just baked a cake and said, free cake in the break room. You want to liven the party up? Now everybody's high off weed. That's safer than LSD. But you gave them straight up LSD. Like, you didn't leave mollies in there. You didn't brew up a batch of...
LSD will fuck you up bad.
LSD has the potential to fuck you up years later.
He could have made some shrooms and given them shrooms and a salad. I mean... He
could have just stopped trying to be allowed in the office and just did his fucking job and went home and kicked it with his crew.
On, play bingo.
Fucking weirdo. You don't drug people to get them to have fun. Oh, Cardi B face ass nigga.
Speaking of which...
Is that our next story?
Yes.
Oh shit, that was a good segue.
That was the segue.
Oh.
Surviving Cardi B.
My God, man.
So
hashtag Jello Jigglers.
It was 2012 when I first moved to Atlanta. Me and JB had took a trip to New York to hang out with our boy Shmee. We went to a strip club and we met this young stripper named Barty because she's a blood throwing up her bees. And she wanted to come and be on our show. So we decided to meet her at the hotel. We got to the hotel, and the next thing I knew, I woke up on the roof on top of my mattress. What I did to try to signal people, I threw my mattress off of the roof to signal people that I was on the roof. And JB and our boy Shmee, and after they drove him around, Tori was there, and they couldn't find me until they realized that they saw the mattress hanging off the roof. They came up to the top, and they knew that Cardi had done that to me. And that is 100% true story.
But did you die?
Really? Really, Mrs. Chow?
Yeah.
I mean, but did you die?
And Cardi, man,
I mean, that's what everybody else is saying. The dude she drugged, they like, but did you die?
That is just a horrible fucking thing to say. That is unbelievably narrow-minded, and the double standards in that are just unbelievably glaring. I mean, think about what she admitted to doing, what she literally said she did. She drugged dudes so that she could rob them. Bill Cosby?
But
anyone?
Harvey
Weinstein?
Let me tell you what I read. The reason why Cardi gets a pass is because she admitted it, whereas Bill, Harvey, and R. Kelly are all denying it, even though there's mountains of truth.
She admitted it because she thought she could, and it would be okay, in my opinion. I think that she also conveys some level of remorse, because honestly, that is the politically correct thing to do. Let's keep it 100. We've all known a stripper or two in our day, right?
I don't know any strippers. Don't speak for yourself, guys.
I will speak for myself.
Unless they come to my church, I don't know any strippers.
I know.
They all go to church on Sundays. You damn right.
Yeah.
They be the main one up at the front.
It's more than one, more than two, and I've never known them to convey any type of remorse whatsoever for anything that went on between them and a dude, no matter how cruel, no matter how whatever. So I don't believe for any stretch of your imagination Cardi B's, what do you call it, her remorse in any way, shape, or form for what she did. And there should be remorse there because it's bad.
It is bad. The fact that you're a stripper and you said that I had to do what I had to do to get money.
Again,
first of all, you're a stripper.
Bullshit.
Strip clubs are open 7 days a week. If it's not open, you can hit a private party, you could do a private show, or you can take your ass in for day shift and night shift and just pull a full 12 hours. Like, you had to rob somebody to get money, that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Like, I've known enough strippers to know that you can catch a flight to Miami. You can catch you know how many strippers I know that caught a flight to New York?
Yeah.
See, the strippers out here mostly go to Alabama to strip. Not that I know any strippers out here. Allegedly,
I know them, and I'm going to tell you, they go to Alabama, North Carolina, Miami, Orlando. They will hit Kissimmee up real quick and go to New York.
Yeah.
So
They
say
go
it
to
again. Kissimmee?
Kissimmee.
But you guess what I said?
What?
Kissing me.
I said kissing me.
That's what it is, actually. Kissing me.
Well, Kissimmee, whatever. They will hit a quick flight to anywhere.
Yes,
they're gonna go
Absolutely.
to LA, Dallas, Houston.
But,
they're gonna hit
yeah,
these
but
spots. So
ratchet strippers, trifling strippers, gangster strippers will do what she did. Cardi a blood. She's a gangster. Like, she's not just a stripper, she a gangster.
But
so
she
gonna
went
do
to a
gangster
gangster
shit.
party.
Well, fact, but she gonna do gangster shit. I agree with you. The point is, she didn't have to do that. She chose to do that, and that's her role. That's her path in life. I'm not necessarily fine with it, but I get it. That's what you chose to do. You did it.
But don't make an excuse for
don't
why
make
you did
excuses
it.
for it. And ladies, fans, supporters, feminists, don't excuse it away. We are going to acknowledge here on Kickback TV, Cardi drugging niggas and robbing them was wrong. Period.
There it is.
Now, do I want to cancel her? Don't want her career over? Don't want her to suffer the rest of her life? Fuck no. I like Cardi. She entertains me. I enjoy it. But I think that she needs to acknowledge, which I think she may have, it was wrong. Y'all fucking fans and feminists need to acknowledge that it was wrong.
Period.
And we need to accept her apology and move on. We ain't got to browbeat her. We ain't got to ruin her life. But we will acknowledge it was wrong and we will move the fuck on. And I don't care about Jay-Z selling drugs and all that other shit that we've discussed in the past.
Somebody.
Do not all lives matter this. We're talking about something very specific.
There it is.
Cardi. Now, if next week y'all want us to do a whole show on rappers who sold drugs, we'll do that. Today, we're talking about Cardi. Cardi was wrong. Cardi apologized. We love Cardi. We're going to move on.
Like Mud said in Cadillac Records, when you talk about me, we talk about Cardi.
Boom. I can see some of these comments. Did y'all follow her before the fame? I'd expect nothing less from how she used to act, exactly. Well, yeah, I did hear that she did a lot of, what do you want to call it, ratchet things. I think the video was from the past. It wasn't a new video.
When you work in a strip club and you're in that environment, what do you think you are going to get? You have to have a certain mindset to work in a strip club. You can't just be regular Tiffany up the block and go work in a strip club. It's impossible. Like, you're getting naked every night. It's dudes touching all over you. You cannot be a regular female and work in a strip club. So to even be like, well, look at her past, nah, that doesn't have anything to do with her past. That's just the type of person she is, period. Because there's lots of people that are from where she is and they didn't do what she's done. Mm-hmm. So we can't even fault it for that. It's just the type of person she is.
All the years that JB stripped, I don't think he never. Did you ever rob anybody?
I'm not even going to dignify that with a response.
What?
That is the most horrible thing you said about me on the air. That is,
so
once again, New is a fucking liar. New is lying.
They know I'm lying.
Ass
They
off.
know I be lying.
Yeah, you gonna have motherfuckers out here
trying to Google stuff like
trying to find them old
JB's stripping name was Gangsta Geek. Yeah, did we introduce the show?
No, no.
Show didn't.
All right, well,
40 minutes late.
40 minutes in, let's introduce the podcast. Welcome to Kickback TV live from Atlanta.
It's your girl Tori Grace with the homies.
Yeah, I'm New the Man of Righteous Ratchet. If you throw it, I catch it. If you got it, I match it. Every Sunday at 6, we right back at it. Shouting in fantastic. Wakanda forever.
This is your non-punctual gangster geek representing NWA. Late ass nerds with attitude.
No bullshit.
Yeah. All right, we got that out the way.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely gonna be on the podcast this time.
Yeah, definitely. Man. And while we're stopped, I just want to remind you guys to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Kickback TV Podcast. Want to remind you guys to subscribe and comment and rate us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play. According to Tori, we now have a Christian Mingle site. Go in there and like that page.
Only these two are dating on there because I'm not doing that. Me and Meek said no. That's just these two.
Anyway, yeah.
Moving on.
Thank you in advance, but also remember to share for us as well. Tell all your friends, tell everybody that we're out here, and they'll love the material just as much as you do. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Factory. Facts. Machine.
Factoid.
As a matter of fact, Frank might be. I don't give a damn. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about either.
So our Andre Ingram Grind and Shine Award goes to a couple people this week. A newcomer to the award is my 14th baby mama, Lupita Nyong'o, and her chocolatey.
She's the most beautiful woman in the world
super dope
right now.
Let me tell you. I hope Ashanti is now watching because, I would put my tongue in her butt. I would do it. It's not a lot to talk about.
Damn.
It would have happened. It would be epic. Lupita, if you're watching, talk to me. But I got distracted. The Lupita Nyong'o, the beautiful African queen, because I don't want to disrespect her with my ratchetness.
You already did.
5 times over.
Sorry. But with all due respect, how about that?
Too late.
That makes it better. That's like her my last email.
Right. Ignore the previous 5.
Lupita, her the movie Us, which I watched on Fire Stick the other day. I will go and give them my money in the theater because I support black-owned movies. It's just hard to get around sometimes with this broken ankle. But the movie Us, she's the female lead. She is the lead of the movie. And it is the highest grossing debut weekend for a movie that had a black woman as the lead. And she broke a record by Sanaa Lathan that was about 12, 15 years old when she did the Alien vs. Predator. Yeah. So I just want to take, before we even get into your thoughts on it, I want to give Lupita Nyong'o a round of applause.
Absolutely.
For black women everywhere, black people everywhere, African people everywhere. I love it.
Jordan Peele makes a good scary movie. Let's keep it on it.
He's fantastic.
He does.
Good suspense movie.
Well,
I don't call it scary.
Because Get Out wasn't scary.
Suspense. He makes great suspense thrillers.
He does a great job of scaring black people because he scared me. With the first jump. This one, Get Out. I was totally blanking on the title. Thank you. That one scared the shit out of me. I haven't finished this one yet, so I don't really. Plus I watched it on Fire Stick as well, so the bad quality just kind of. Honestly, I fell asleep on it, but I'm not blaming the movie. I'm not blaming the movie on that. I'm blaming the fuzzy shit and the.
Y'all know how it is on Fire Stick. Y'all know.
Uzbekistani subtitles and shit.
Yeah, somebody walked across with a Pepsi in her jacket trying to hide it. It was distracting. So I'm going to go see it. I might go see it, catch a matinee this week because Jordan Peele will get my money. Most black movies get my dollars.
He will entertain you too.
Yeah.
Okay. What? Yeah, so I haven't seen it yet. I saw the trailer. The trailer was dope. I was hooked, and I'm like, okay, I need to see this. I really need to see this. I saw Get Out. Get Out was fantastic. Again, I don't know. I want to know, is he saying that his movies are scary movies, or is he saying that they're thrillers and suspense?
I think they're categorizing them as horror films.
Yes, they are.
They don't scare me. So I consider them suspense thrillers.
But that's what it is to me. Now, maybe this one might be horror because it's yourself that you're going against, and it's like the mutated zombie form. So maybe that will put this one into horror film. But horror film to me is Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
blood, guts,
Saw. That is horror to me. Get Out was not a horror film. Like, I remember when I went to go see it, I'm expecting aliens and zombies and stuff to be jumping up and running all over the place. That one was definitely suspense to me, not...
I think maybe they do the horror thing because horror gets kind of a better marketing push than suspense thrillers do typically. Also, there was a fair amount of gore in Get Out, so I could definitely see how you could potentially label that as a horror movie again because of the gore factor.
Yeah, I mean, it is a horror movie. Mm-hmm. They just,
they don't scare me.
I categorize them as suspense thrillers, which I actually prefer to a more traditional horror film.
Right.
Suspense thrillers, you
like
thinking, you get me trying to figure it out.
Horror movies usually bored. I'm bored. I'm sitting there and I'm like...
Have you seen VHS? I think it's on Netflix. We're gonna have a kickback movie night, and we're gonna watch some shit that would actually scare you.
Saw annoyed me.
Saw was the most suspense thriller to me. I know that these are horror films. Saw was boring.
So what's the black version of that is on Netflix? I can't think of it. It's like where they're in jail and it's the same type of situation. Like the first Saw wasn't that bad. But then once you get to Saw 5, I'm like, okay, come on now, y'all.
I just watched the Saw, whatever the most recent one was.
I think it's 5 or 6
or something. But I like Saw. I like it.
I didn't like Ring. I didn't like the first one. The second one.
That was cool.
I'm sitting here like, okay, well, somebody, like, I would be a horrible person to put into a horror house because I'm fighting. Like, we not going and ducking under no cabinets. I'm not climbing through no little bitty holes.
We've gone to some haunted houses.
Like, I would go to a haunted house.
I'm running like shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all this how much JB running. So y'all know I know motherfucking JB for 30-something years now. So I'm gonna tell you this how much he runs. JB and his cousin Les. What up, Les? We be in a haunted house. JB had to be maybe 13. I think I was 12, and that would mean Les was 12. And JB and Les saw somebody jumped out at them, scared them. They started running, pushed me because I was in the lead. I went face first into a coffin, the edge of a coffin. Can you see like I don't know why it is? You see like when my eyebrows got hair missing. Mm-hmm. That's because he pushed me him and his cousin pushed me face first into a coffin. And now look, this is 30 years ago. 31 years ago.
So you scared
I still got the scar.
I don't scare easy. I just run easy.
So can we go to the Stranger Things haunted house?
I'm with it.
Cause I can't ever find anybody.
I like Stranger Things. Mm-hmm. I want to go to the 2 Chainz zone. I want to go to the T.I. the Trap Museum.
That'd be fun.
We should go there and report.
That'd be a lot of fun.
I got my solar powered charger.
We had a pretty turned up Halloween last year too. We went to a couple of haunted houses last year.
See, I'm
for my birthday we went to that other
haunted houses.
Yeah,
so that's why I'm like, you got to do a good job to scare me because I'm usually working the haunted house. I'm usually the thing that grabs you while you're walking by. So you can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna chase you with a chainsaw.
See, I'm not with that, but what we did for my birthday last year, we went to a haunted house where it had an escape room.
I can do an escape room.
And that made it a little better.
That's
because
different.
You talking about the zombie jump?
The zombie apocalypse.
You're like time and all that stuff.
Like, what do you call them guns? Not laser tag.
I forgot. Like them
paintball
sensor guns. They were paintball guns. They were, because remember we shot the big zombie.
They were paintball.
We had
paintball guns as we went through the haunted house maze thing. And but in order to get into there, you had an escape room. We had to solve the code and all that shit.
See, I could do something like that.
It was fun.
That would be dope.
That was funny shit.
That joint travels the world, so we caught it when it came to Atlanta. By coincidence, it was here for my birthday. So I'm like, this is my birthday outing. My birthday is next month. We'll come on some more fly shit too.
We always come up with some fun shit on birthdays. That's for sure.
Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. What the hell are we talking about?
Lupita Nyong'o.
Oh, so shout out to Lupita. And for Grind and Shine Award. And the second Grind and Shine Award recipient is Jay-Z and Beyonce. One Jay-Z for his winning the President Award at the NAACP Awards, where Amari Ghost Hardwick violated the Queen Bee. But shout out to Jay-Z for winning the President's Award. He dedicated it to his 93-year-old grandmother. They're very beautiful, very touching. And shout out to Jay-Z and Beyonce for winning the Vanguard at the GLAAD Awards, which is the Gay and Lesbian LGBTQ LMNOP award show. They were honored for their work in supporting the gay community. Or being advocates. Is that a better term? It's in the sense of
I think support
is a combination of both.
Yeah, I think support is probably an apropos word, like because there's probably been a ton of support. You talked about the song you wrote for his mom. Yeah, and I mean that is support. Like what the fuck are we really talking about? They definitely deserve the reward. Shout out to them. It's dope.
Shout out to Hov and B. And Hov has done all the things behind the scenes, helping every rapper, every artist.
Exactly.
And B mentioned that. She was like, I love seeing the man that you've turned into. Man, I can't wait to hear women tell me, like, I love the man you have turned into. That's what you want to hear. Because we're always trying to improve and become better. And the woman, when your wife says, God damn it, I love the nigga you become. Like, you have, nigga, I'm with you. That's got to be the best feeling. I love that J and B are now the example of black love, even though they went through their hard time.
But
I think that makes them more of an example.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's not the typical. Yeah. I mean, and they had some stuff to work through. They done had a sister slap in the elevator. They done had cheating. Daddies don't like them. I mean, they've been through a lot. And
Becky with the good hair.
Ooh, Becky with the good hair. Becky with the good hair gave them both good albums, though.
Yeah. So
shout out to Becky.
Solange got a good album out of that deal too.
She sure did. Shout out to Becky with the good hair for making 3 great albums.
Shout out to artists who express their pain through music too, because that's what needs to happen. That's what needed to happen, and that's what did happen. I think that makes them more of an example rather than less of one. Because let's keep it 100 here. Relationships are hard. Relationships are really, really hard. You're going to deal with some fucked up shit that it's going to take your commitment to the other to get through. And that's what they're doing right now. And that's why they're an example, in my opinion.
Boom. And now we get to our orgasm segment, which we haven't gotten to in weeks.
Yeah.
Because Tori and Meek be going off on these sex tangents. We can't even get
that really did happen.
Yo,
watch the other YouTube videos of that actually did.
Rude.
Yeah,
did not happen.
We had cocktails and conversation right here on the couch.
Yes. I got your back.
Me and JD
they
be like,
they're lying about us because you're not here to back me.
Made a lot of notes. I learned a lot.
They full of it.
Learned a lot about my beautiful black women during those segments, and I'm very, very happy to see them come back again.
Whatever.
So let's get into my father, Marvin Gaye.
Yes.
Had an unreleased album that was released. Huh? I didn't hear that. I'm glad I
did. I said, doesn't that make your daddy gay?
She said it again.
My daddy, his name Gay.
No, Marvin Gaye. That's why.
Pamela Bush.
That's why.
Cut her mic off, JB. Cut her mic off.
That's why him and his daddy
cut her mic off, JB.
That's why him and his daddy got into it. Don't get mad at me. I just asked.
We're not discussing any of these speculative rumors. We're going to talk about the music.
You should talk about it like Jay-Z did about his mother.
Just like music.
High five.
Well done.
So, my father, Marvin Gaye, put out, they released an unreleased album of some remixes, some new music, but it came out
oh my god!
Friday.
Oh my god! Duke is about to lose this game.
Yeah. Well, if you guys would be quiet.
Shit, I'm quiet.
Y'all distracting me with the Duke game. I'm trying to watch. I'm trying to Do a podcast here.
Yeah. Okay, so Marvin Gaye's new album, I got to hear it today. This is the first time, like he said, we've been able to get to this segment. This is like my favorite segment out of all of them because, you know, music, I love it. Marvin Gaye's new album, if you have not, please download it, stream it, play it, Spotify, Apple Music. I think it's on Tidal.
It's on everything.
Listen to it. It is classic Marvin Gaye.
I would agree.
Fantastic.
It's good shit.
It's fantastic.
I would agree.
It's 2019's baby making music.
Yeah, that's my Marvin Gaye is my musical father, and I'm very, very happy to have some new music that he died when I was like in the 6th grade or something. So I never anticipated having new music from him or unreleased music because, I mean, we're 30, 40 years later. And I'm like, well, damn, it's new Marvin Gaye.
But I remember listening to him. That was Saturday morning cleanup music at my house.
Yeah.
It was pull out legit a record or an 8-track, pop it in, and we're going to listen to something and kick back and we're going to clean the brass. That was the worst part about Saturday morning. But
in my house it was mostly Patti LaBelle because of my mother. But
I have some better memories concerning Marvin Gaye, and it certainly weren't me cleaning the house. But
Marvin Gaye.
I have a Marvin Gaye record at my house right now.
Wow.
Like it's a record, but it sounds so dope.
I bet it does.
You cannot get that same sound.
Oh yeah, that vinyl sound.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it.
We got a vinyl.
I'm considering getting the vinyl player. They have a vinyl player that's designed to look like a CD player, but it actually plays records. And it's very
That's
expensive.
what I
It's
have.
like in Target or Walmart or something. And I would consider doing that and building a vinyl collection.
There's a couple record stores, and then there's a place called Second and Charles in Kennesaw. They sell records, like current stuff and old stuff as well. Like, I mean, I had to leave from out of there because I'm like, I don't need to buy this. I have.
Yeah.
How much does a record cost in 2019?
It depends on what year you
I would
get.
go secondhand mostly.
Second and Charles, they can be anywhere from $5 up to $99.
Exactly.
Because of what it was. Like, I legit went in there and they have full volumes of classic albums that are brand new, unopened.
I think I want to do that. I want to be
so
that weird
classic
guy
about putting on a record.
I want to be that guy. I want to be that guy that has a kickback and puts on a record, and everybody like, what the fuck are you doing?
They got the record player Johnson Fries now. I think they're like $149 or something with the USB hookup. You get the external speaker.
It's
sound, all that.
nice.
Yeah, you can hook them up. I'm waiting for them to come out with vinyl with a Bluetooth hookup.
My birthday is
No,
next
that would be
month,
dope.
so anybody watching this show,
That would be super dope.
give me a funky record.
It would take
player.
digital conversion to do that.
Y'all hear me?
But you gotta
Y'all hear me?
yeah, I heard you.
My birthday next month. I want a record player.
50 cents towards the purchase of...
Really? 50 cent? G in it?
I tell you what y'all do. Y'all tune into that podcast. Get them ads popping.
Oh, that's true.
Get some
That's
bread going.
Listen on Apple or Spotify.
Let's have Kickback TV podcast by Dude Mayor, his vinyl player for
Hell
his
yeah.
birthday.
Hell yeah.
Let's make that the goal. So y'all tune into that podcast and share and all of that shit. Get this money.
So even more music. Melly, female rapper / singer, dropped a new project called Phases. That is probably my favorite project of 2018 so far. It's really, really good. I don't listen to female rappers too often. It's really, really good.
It was good.
She's different. Like, when you
Exactly.
turned it on, as soon as I heard it, I'm like, okay, that's going in my playlist. I immediately went and favorited her so I can listen to her later more because
Club bangers in the jump though.
I would love to go see her perform. I would.
We're going to take a quick 30-second break. We're not going nowhere. We'll be right here, but we're going to take a quick 30-second break. And while we're on the break, I want to encourage you guys to share the podcast. So if you're watching us on Facebook, hit that share button, put it in different groups or what have you. And it is Michigan State is up 68-67.
Yeah.
4 seconds.
With 4.7 seconds to go.
It's Michigan's ball.
And Duke missed one free throw. So they had a chance to tie it, and they missed a free throw. So we are back from our quick break. 4.7 seconds left in the game. And we're going to immortalize this Duke-Michigan State game for you guys. With 4.7 seconds left, Michigan State has a 1-point lead, and they have the ball. So Duke is going to have to foul.
Yeah, this
and
is
Duke is the worst 3-point shooting team in the tournament. So if they foul, and Michigan State gets 2 free throws, Duke will have to make a 3.
Oh my God.
And they couldn't do anything. They couldn't stop them.
Wow.
It's over!
Lost.
I love
Everybody's bracket.
I love it. I love it. I hate Duke so much.
Zion.
They in DC. Nigga. Yes.
Zion Williamson
Yo.
his last game as a college player. He will be going to the NBA next season. Magic, who graduated from Michigan State. And it was a tough game. Michigan State led at certain points. Duke led at certain points. But Michigan State made the crucial bucket. They made the crucial bucket. And Duke missed one of the young player that's crying right now. Missed a free throw, made a free throw. And that's the end of the game. And we see the emotion, we see the passion. He's at mid-court trying to be being consoled by his teammates. But he's in tears. He missed the free throw that would have tied that game.
I know how that feels. Yeah, that's rugged. That's a rugged thing to go.
I remember when we were in high school and Tori was playing on the men's basketball team and she had missed the free throws. And
I did not play basketball.
That's why we made up
Ran track and played
That's why
volleyball.
we created the WNBA, because we're like, Tori, you gotta get out of here.
No, but I did play with some ladies in high school that were like that I swear to God, that's why the WNBA was created. They are beasts. Dee is now a coach.
I didn't think that Michigan State could make it to the Final Four.
They did it.
I didn't think that they, regardless if they played Duke or another top team, I didn't think they would make it. So I'm a little surprised they made it to the Final Four.
Izzo always puts together a squad that plays tough defense, though. So yeah. I don't know. This was a hell of a game, though. I've been watching it go back and forth.
It's definitely
probably the upset of the tournament, actually.
Yeah, I would agree. So moving back right along, because we turned to the sports podcast.
It happens. And Tori contributed too. I love. That's why we love you.
That's where I was earlier today. I was covering a football game.
Oh yeah. Before we go into that, Tori, what were you doing earlier?
So my best friend is the assistant head coach for Georgia Knight's Prep Academy.
There we go.
And a Prep Academy is where your kids go if they don't have enough tape and enough GPA to get in a 4-year college. They can go to this Prep Academy, get their tape, get their GPA up without losing any eligibility. They will keep their 4 years going to the Prep Academy. So I was out at Lenora Park today in Snellville covering the Georgia Knights Spring Jamboree. And it was pretty dope. These boys are big. They are some big players. Like, I'm impressed with the scouting. They had scouts out today. They had the coaches out. The program is just in its first year, kicking off. They're going to start doing some games in, I think it's August, September, when regular football season starts. So I'm really excited. I'm going to harass them so I can show up, maybe get the kickbackers out there so we can do a live cast.
Oh, that'd be fun. That'd be a lot of fun.
I mean, it's college
I might
football.
get out there and play once my ankle heal up.
You gonna sit down
and be like, I mean, put me in the game, coach.
If I felt this big, you gonna feel about that big. Because when I'm telling you, these boys are huge. They are some big guys.
I believe it.
So I mean, it was dope. I had a really good time, and I cannot wait for the season to kick off.
There we go.
So shout out to Coach Stevens and Georgia Knight Prep Academy. We will see you guys very soon.
All right, now moving on out of back to our music. Well, I guess it's a music story.
Yeah.
I don't feel any way about it. I just feel like, okay, I guess. Buju Banton has decided to remove his song, or has removed his song "Boom Bye Bye" out of his category on any streaming devices, and it's "Boom Bye Bye" in the Bocce Boy head. Basically, it's an anthem to killing homosexual men. and we know that Jamaican culture shuns homosexuality. But I want to give Buju credit. This isn't something he did once he just got out of jail. In 2007, in 2009, he decided to step back and join a coalition that, for more sensitivity, more understanding, and it was more all-encompassing, and wasn't with the I don't know what to call it, these radical lyrics where you're suggesting you should kill someone because of their sexual orientation. I think that at this point, it's good to have that song removed. It's weird to me because as a kid, I loved that song. And I'm like, damn, so we're removing songs? And I guess, yeah, because somebody made a song called I Want to Kill Niggers, white guy, I would want it removed. So I'm in support of it. It feels a little weird because I'm so much into freedom of speech and freedom of artistic expression that I've never been on the side of, yeah, that song should go. I've never been on that side. And I'm really not there now, but now that the song is gone, I'm okay with it.
That song was different than Baby It's Cold Outside. Like, you legit knew that they were talking about killing somebody because of their sexual orientation. Whereas in Baby It's Cold Outside, it got taken off the radio because they said it was implied that it was about kidnapping and sexually assaulting somebody in the house. Like, these people aren't even alive anymore to defend themselves. This artist legit took it off and said, okay, this is not okay. I shouldn't have made this song. I say big ups to him. But Baby It's Cold Outside, like, all the stuff that people are legit upset over right now, like,
yeah, I don't get that reference at all. I've probably heard that song 2,000 times.
You sing it every Christmas.
I'm a Ray Charles, like, super duper ridiculous fan. Never heard that out of. And anyway, that's batshit crazy. And that's going overboard. I have a tough time even acknowledging that line of thought. But that being said, for me, the thing here is his personal choice, right? This was his choice, and I respect that more so than anything because it reflects for me a change of heart. Like, I don't know if you said it before, Lou, but we were talking off the air about the fact that he wrote this song when he was a teenager.
Yeah,
and you know how
he wrote it at 15 and it was released when he was 19.
Right. So how crazy do young motherfuckers think and talk, and how passionate and over and emotional do young teenagers get?
I remember some of the shit that Tori said when she was 15.
I remember some of the shit you said when you was 15.
Me? All I'm saying is at some particular point in time,
Ice Cube, nigga, do we really need to go there?
Whether he's 15 or 19, there was still
Ice Cube
another
back in the
adult
day.
there. There was an adult there that helped him release this music, whether he wrote it at 15 or 19.
That was their culture, though, in Jamaica. That was the culture.
But
unfortunately,
he was released by somebody that circulated him in the United States, which still gave him clearance. If you look at video games that get released in Asia are not released here in the United States because the content is not okay. Like, they change stuff from here to there because it's too graphic in nature. Somebody released it here in the United States, and I think that it's great of him to acknowledge and say, you know what, this shouldn't have been out. Let me pull this out of my catalog. I don't want this to be in my forever memories. You can remember him for all other kinds of music, but not this one particular song. So I think that is great he did it.
I can dig it. And moving on, our Netflix and chill segment. We talked a little bit about us earlier. I would encourage everyone to go support it in the movie's second and third week. Because it's a black movie and we want more. And Jordan Peele said, I'm not going to have any white leads in my movies. I've seen that before. So we're going to go with the brothers and the sisters. And it's a black woman as the lead in this movie. And my sisters get overlooked and neglected so fucking much that, I gotta say, I'm going this week. I'm going to give them my money because I want to show that love.
It's nice to see a well-produced, well-directed, well-written movie with black actors in it. And I'm not gonna lie, like, yeah, you watch your two can play that game and you're loving basketball, and they were all right. But this is produced and directed in a whole other light. Like, this is A-list movie. This is everybody wants to go see it. You have not heard it being referred to as a black movie like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Neither
everybody's
did you
going.
Get Out. Yeah, neither was the case for Get Out. Yeah, that's a very fabulous movie.
What was it? What Men Want? That was looked at as a black movie. Girls Trip, a black movie. You're not hearing that with his movies, and I'm super geeked about this because we don't get movies like that. We never get it like that.
Yeah, I mean, and let's not be mad at the black film industry for the accomplishments that they
opened the door for him.
Yeah, and the movies are dope, but you touched on a really good point, Tori. There are what we call A-list movies and there are B-list movies. And honestly, real talk, the biggest difference is the budget, because the budget affects everything.
It does.
Y'all don't realize this, but a lot of the scripts that you see go to big Hollywood theaters, that wasn't one script that was written one time by one dude and then it just went to the theaters. No, they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars just on rewriting, structuring, tailoring the script. When you're dealing with a smaller budget, you can't do that. You can't spend that bread on production and 15 different camera angles and digital analysis like they do in the A-list movies that give you those great screenshots and that great editing and everything. They're doing this shit themselves. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to just point out that that's what the difference is. It's not that the, quote, A-list movies are like better talent or whatever that is. It's they just have more money. And the thing about it is Jordan Peele is getting the money to produce these movies that are doing extremely well in the theaters. That proves to me two things. One, black producers can do what these white motherfuckers are doing. Two, we can bring the pain in the box office the way white people do.
Sure can.
They're giving them these, I don't want to call them small budgets, but relatively modest budgets. And he's doubling and tripling the money on opening weekend, which means they're going to start opening that budget. And what is Jordan Peele going to do with the $100 million budget?
Exactly.
A $500 million budget.
Exactly.
So we're building towards that, which is why I'm going to go and watch the movie again in the theater and give him my money. Because
he's going to come out with some Matrix shit and change the world. I'm with you.
And Ron said, don't forget Peaky Blinders on Netflix. I am going to watch that, but we on our black movie thing right now on this segment, so we'll get to Peaky Blinders after we watch it. And not only our black movie thing, we're going to get into our black cartoon thing with the cartoon that JB's favorite cartoon in the world.
Okay, that is true. That is true. This show is great.
Berry Tales, and it's on YouTube, so it's independent. Berry Tales, bear, like Berry Tales, a bear. It's a cartoon about bears in college, and they're all black. You know, well, there's some white bears. There's some. The panda is an Asian bear, but it's a black. Both of these two motherfuckers have called it the Black South Park.
But it is.
Separately.
Totally.
They weren't even together when they said it. Me and JB watched the episode, JB said it, and then Tori came and watched the episode, and she said it. So I would call it the Black South Park.
It is.
But maybe a little bit more ratchet. It's a little bit more hip-hop. It's the black
more
version.
hip-hop. I don't know about more ratchet, because South Park can get pretty fucking horrible.
Yeah.
South Park is...
I would look up Berry Tales, the word bear, like the animal bear, Berry Tales on YouTube. And just watch a couple episodes. The episodes are very short, like 12 minutes apiece. They do have one video that has the entire season or two all lumped together like a movie with no intros, so you can watch it all the way through. And typically when I put people onto it, I'll play that version, and we'll watch it like, you know, however much we watch, 30 minutes, 40 minutes,
it's just
an hour.
on the TV.
Exactly. But we sat down, me and JB sat down and watched it with Jeremy.
Yep. We watched about 4 or 5 episodes that day.
A couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something we want to put you guys into on YouTube. Go to YouTube, do a search for bear, like the animal bear, Berry Tales, And it's funny as shit. It's ratchet. It's hood. It's black. It's hip hop, and it's a cartoon. And that's an indie guy. So support our independent black business owners.
Indeed. Dope show. There are a couple of other good shows out on Netflix. You know, you got Santa Clara Diet, which I love. It's got Drew Barrymore and Tim Oliphant, the guy from Assassin, in it. That's a dope series. It's kind of weird because they're like the modern suburbanite couple, but she's a zombie. She eats people. So it's the whole.
I had a girl that ate people.
Yeah,
I
well,
did.
I mean, I did too. But I didn't have to go through it.
God.
I didn't go through it.
I'm just saying.
We ain't go through what Tim be
I'm gonna
going
start bringing a
through.
ruler when I come, and I'm gonna pop you.
Damn.
Yeah.
Teacher
I guess that was
Tori?
supposed to be his segue into the next category.
Right. So, question of the week. And let me clear my throat. Question of the week. What is left on your bucket list? And if you don't know what a bucket list is, it is your sexual bucket list. What's left? I'm 42, I'll be 43 next month, ain't a lot left on mine. So what we want to do is find out what's left on yours. So if you're tuned in on Facebook Live, type us right now what is left on your fucking list. If you're watching on YouTube or listening on Apple or Spotify or Google Play or Christian Mingle, hit us up in the comments. Let us know what is left on your fucking list. I'm going to let my panelists, I'm going to give y'all guys 10 seconds to get what's left on your fucking list out, including you, Gilman. And then we'll announce, we'll discuss what's on each of our individual fucking lists, which again is your sexual bucket list. Let me think.
At 43.
Oh, you ready?
You gotta narrow some things down.
Okay, JB, let's go.
No, I'm filling time while I'm thinking. I'm basically running my mouth because I'm trying to. I got one or two still left. So one I haven't done.
You want to go first?
I might as well. And I'm kind of ashamed that I haven't done this yet, considering how many miles I've flown. But I still haven't joined the Mile High Club yet. That's one thing I want to do.
I haven't on it.
I want to join the Mile High Club. That's probably
Seconded.
one.
Seconded. 30.
Y'all are not creative.
So
Are you fucking kidding
No,
me?
I'm saying y'all
Well,
are
the question
like
is,
not creative.
my list is different, but have you fucked on a plane?
No.
Okay.
No.
Do you want to?
No.
You
That
don't want to?
nasty ass bathroom? No.
Man, I don't see me having a full session in there, but I see me, fucking for like 5 minutes just to say I did it.
No, I couldn't. Like,
It's the thrill of it.
I'm thinking it's not even the thrill for me. My thought is immediately that bathroom is like a traveling porta potty.
I've been on some 14-hour flights. A good fuck would definitely
I
break
can't.
up the
You
flight
good
time.
now?
I've had sex in far dirtier places, so.
I was about to say that too.
No.
Not even close.
I'm
That ain't even the top 10.
Porta potty, and I can't it's just certain stuff that doesn't work for me. My bucket list would be like waterfall, beach location.
Me too.
I think that's it. Waterfall, beach location.
That is, the waterfall have to be natural or can it be man-made?
Natural. I don't
I've
want to
never
be in
done
a
it.
pool.
I've never done it.
Not in a
Done that.
pool. No, I legit mean like
haven't
Niagara
done that.
Falls out.
Niagara Falls, you'll die.
Not,
First of all.
not in Niagara Falls. Not in Niagara Falls. I'm like saying natural waterfall. Like I want to be in
Like
the
in a
woods,
lagoon
something.
somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
I
something like
recommend
that.
Dunn's River Falls in Jamaica. That'd be it.
See, something like that would like kill two birds with one stone. You get your beach and your waterfall all in. So that, like, I'm fairly simple. Something like that. I
Okay,
don't
Shauna
want...
said the bathroom not even big enough on the airplane.
Exactly. That's the
Shit,
other
She's
issue.
not doing it right. Sorry.
Shit.
You heard
I've
that?
already plotted that shit out. Yeah, she's wrong.
You just sit down on the shoulder
Thank
and
you,
hop on.
thank you.
Have you ever done it and catch your head in a car?
Go for a ride.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or go over. One of the two.
Yeah.
It tilts the world.
Beach sex is nice, but I'm with the waterfall.
Yeah,
okay,
a waterfall, I'm telling you, like, just the sound, the whole intimacy of the area, like...
Be careful with that beach shit, because the beach can get a little
That's
sandy.
Yeah.
Call the towel.
I was going to say, it's
blanket,
called a fitted
blanket.
sheet with 4 things in the corner to keep the sand from coming in. You not...
In these situations, I don't know if I'm trying to have marathon sex on the beach. Like when I think of fucking it, like I've fucked, like, you know, you go to a restaurant and you get the buzzer. We'll let you know in 20 minutes when your table's ready. I fucked in the car, you know, waiting for the buzzer. So I don't know that you need to fuck for 20, 30 minutes on the beach. Like, get it in real quick. These things are quickie things.
Right, these are quickie
So,
things. These
you know,
are not
I'm not
2
afraid
hours.
of the beach because it's quickie.
Nah, I'm afraid
What
of the
she
beach.
said.
I'm afraid of that
Which
sand.
I've never tried. So
I'm telling you,
what
you
she
get a
said.
fitted sheet, you've unfolded the opposite
I'm
direction.
I'm telling you from experience.
But listen, the sand, this is how you keep the sand off of you.
Okay.
You put in the 4 corners of the fitted sheet, it's going to make a wall. You're going to take your shoes and everything off on the outside. No
She's
sand
clearly
is going to
thought
come in. I have.
Uh-huh.
Don't judge me.
Clear.
So
No
you
judgment
get
at
a
all.
nice fitted sheet that you're going to be able to fit on and in. You put your bottle of wine, your alcohol, whatever it is on the inside.
Gotta have some alcohol.
Everything else on the outside. And you're good. No sand anywhere. No problems.
Okay.
Okay. So is that it for you?
I think so.
Was that it for you?
It's.
I'll
I'm
go,
36.
I can think. I'm just asking because I don't have much.
Right, it's
I don't
kinda
have
like-
much on my list.
If you had asked
But,
me this at 20, I would have had a whole different.
Yeah, it could be, but we've lived. The only thing I never really had anything on my fucking list. I went to an event. The event we went to last week, and it got me thinking about that, which is why I asked the question tonight. I want to try some variation of this spitting shit. I don't know why, but I'm like
All that spitting shit they were talking about.
yeah, I want to try some variation of that. I'm gonna be spitting in my mouth or me spitting in the girl's mouth. I don't
Yeah,
know
no
what
thanks.
the fuck it is, but something about that intrigues me. And I also, and I know this is gonna sound like some Bama shit, but I'm keeping it 100, like 100. The biggest thing on my fucking list is to fuck my wife. I want to get married or be in a monogamous lifelong
real.
relationship.
I mean,
That's
Whatever you call it. I
That's
want
real.
to look at the woman and be like,
But you know
it's
what?
me and you for fucking ever.
You know
and we
what?
agreed
Okay.
to it.
That's
and I want to
so
do
sex.
it.
But look, so if you did that and you say that's your bucket list, then I would want to do my 19 life, everything I did at 19 with my husband.
19 must have been a special year.
What you do? Tell us more.
19 was
tell,
awesome.
Tell us more. What did you do with 19?
But I'm saying,
I'm all ears.
you know how when you're 19 and you kind of don't give a shit, you're in a park, you're in a car.
We want to know about how when
in a
you were
movie
19.
theater, you're
I'm doing
at
that. I'm doing that at
school,
40.
You're at.
I'm
You
doing
understand
that
what I'm saying? Like you do
Yes.
all of this again with your significant other.
So you just want to go through a list of things. So
Everything
on
you
your fucking
did.
list would be go through the list with my significant
You know how
other.
you got drunk at your homeboy's party and you ended up fucking some random girl, but you fuck your wife in the house of your homeboy with your wife.
I have.
You
know,
at
I've
a Halloween
often-
party and
I'm
you
keeping
fuck
on-
your wife
we
on the
used to have-
outside of the car.
We used to have kickbacks at JB house all the time, and I always had a fantasy of taking the chick down to the bathroom and fucking her while everybody's playing Monopoly. I've always thought about that.
So it's everything
I
you did from, and I mean 19, like I said, 19 for me.
She's did it. Hey, don't be on and oh,
Don't
you so
be a hater.
sweet.
But I'm serious.
No, I'm
Like,
saying,
that's all the
I'm talking about
stuff I wanna
comments.
do, like-
the comments is like, oh, you wanna fuck your wife? I'm still gangster.
Whatever. Don't cry. You'll be all right. Go
That is
Fuck
some
your
special
wife.
sex though.
That's what I'm saying
go
though.
with your
I ain't
wife
never
or
had
your
that.
husband. Like
Yeah,
that would be.
But to
I'm
be doing the crazy shit too, that is
I mean,
even
it
more
would
fun.
keep everything fresh.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like
That's
once
a
a
lot of
month,
fun.
you know, okay, once a month, your date night is an outing of some random retarded shit you used to do when you were 19, 20.
I'm totally with the shits. I'm totally with this.
Like you and your
That works for
significant
me.
other come up, you like compile a list of all this stuff that you've done before that was absolutely off the wall, ape shit crazy. and you and your husband or your wife check it off. And whatever you really like, you highlight, you go back to it.
That was the fun part about being married when I was young. That was fun.
Gentlemen, you're here. Before we move on, is there anything on your fuck it list? And can you slide up a little bit so people can hear you? They can't see you, but we can hear you.
I'm thinking.
While you're thinking, slide up. And this is Gilman, one of our show producers who you can't see. Mm-hmm. We're about to get his thoughts on his sexual, his fucking list. I mean, I couldn't think of shit.
The Mile High Club, cool.
Okay, Mile High Club is on. I think that might be on all our lists except Troy. Troy don't want to do shit.
Yeah, not in the bathroom, like not in a public restroom. Man. Well,
I'm gonna go with JB and say the Mile High Club.
Okay, Mile High Club.
I've had some fun times in my life.
Me too. Have you done the spinning?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you? Oh, and I guess you have had sex with your wife, the woman you want to love ever. Yeah. So you've done this. So you've done my two things. Mile High Club. What about what's it? Waterfall.
Waterfall.
I did the man-made waterfall, not the natural waterfall, but it's basically.
I mean, it's natural. Yeah, it's
waterfall. Did that?
Yeah.
I mean, no camping weekends.
I've done the camping. I mean, hell.
We always camping.
I'm like trying to think of
I was about to say, check that box.
Check that box off.
Oh man. Okay. So, well, our podcasters, our kickbackers have not said what's on their sexual fucking list. I thought you guys were writing the comments. They were taking notes, and they were all sweet. They were commenting, but they haven't listed what they want to do. And since they haven't, we'll let's see. What else do we have here? Okay, sports. We'll go back to sports.
Yeah.
Gilman's nephew, Lonzo Ball,
has
decided to sever ties with his father business-wise in the Big Baller brand because a gentleman his father brought on to help run the company. Lonzo Ball owns 51% of the company. The gentleman in question owns 17%, and he was robbing Lonzo Ball, according to Lonzo Ball, allegedly.
Stole about $1.5 million.
$1.4 million.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he also, his manager did a video of him throwing away the shoes, the Lonzo Ball Big Baller brand shoes, in the trash. Lonzo Ball got a tattoo over his Big Baller brand tattoo. He did a
this is a cover up.
Cover up.
So this is a little bit deeper than just the I'm severing ties. This is my dad's getting on my nerves because he covered up the brand.
It's a lot, yeah. I mean, and most importantly, $1.4 million is what's going to get my attention. My father can get on my nerves all I want, but when I'm missing $1.4 million, I'm killing somebody, I'm suing somebody, or I'm doing something.
Trying to break some ties.
I hate to see that it's gotten to this. Like, I'm okay with them separating because to me, his dad irritates me. Yeah. He's very annoying. He's very pushy, and to me, he's obnoxious. Yes, that's how he got to where he is, but I feel like he was supposed to pass that baton and let somebody else take over. Now that his son has reached this point, we talked about it earlier, and I was saying how if this is not your lane of what your day job is, once your child reaches a certain status, if you haven't
pass the baton, if you actually care about it.
Right.
Thank you.
I was saying earlier, the movie What Men Want, he reminds me of Tracy Morgan's character, the loud, obnoxious dad. He trying to say everything that the son wants, and he about to ship his son off to China, and his son don't want to go to China. His son wants to play in Atlanta. That's his daddy to me.
Yeah, I mean, there've been a few obvious mistakes here. I mean, with the Baller brand, Baller brand and the shoe release. We talked about that months ago, when that whole thing was popping off, and I voiced some of my concerns then. And my biggest concern is is his dad somebody who can run a shoe company efficiently and effectively and make this shit happen? And I felt personally like there was a risk there. You know what I'm saying? That turned out to be accurate. You know, shoes weren't of the quality that we expected. The price point was too high. You know, a bunch of little weird shit. A lot of things just point to the fact that, you know, his father tried to overstep the bounds of what the business relationship should be. And we're talking money here. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
so it's
like
like,
money.
it's time to, like, paternal love can only take you so far in terms of what needs to happen with business. You know, you my dad and I love you, be cool and all, but you fucking this money up, bruh. Like, you fucking our money up. Like, come on, Slim. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just gotta step away, and it is what it is.
He was definitely fucking the money up, and he was bringing in people that weren't trustworthy. He wasn't shown to be able to run the business properly. He could market it like a motherfucker because he got a mouthpiece on him, but he couldn't run. People were saying the shoes weren't that good quality. The shoes were coming late. People ordered them, and I think Lonzo was going to sign a deal with Nike. And he said, you know, he's his own man.
And
I applaud that, and I just hope that the relationship between father and son survives it, because Lonzo's little brothers are following suit with Lonzo. Like, Lonzo is the dad now. He's the big brother. Everybody's following him. And I just hope that the father-son relationship between LeVar Ball and the three kids, D'Angelo, LaMelo, and LeVar, and Lonzo, can be saved and maintained.
If he doesn't react like Beyonce's daddy, then they should be okay. If he doesn't react like Beyonce's dad, they should be fine.
That's a good point.
But
that's a very valid point.
He is a big mouth, and I don't know if he's going to chill enough for them to fix this situation, because he hasn't thus far.
Time will tell.
Yeah, I mean, like the shoe situation, like he could have he's got a mouthpiece enough to where he could have made his son the new Michael Jordan with the shoes. He could have went there, he could have talked to them, he could have got the shoe deal or a situation. He could have gone to Under Armour, Adidas. He could have went to somebody and got the same situation. He could have talked to what's the Simmons girls. He could have talked to their daddy.
I'm not mad about him doing his own shoe line. I don't like all the bullshit he talked, which he didn't have to. But I don't want to stop anybody from doing that. That's like Zion. Duke just lost. So Zion goes into the league and says, I'm creating my own shoe. I'm going to support that. I want to support that. You don't have to go to Nike or Adidas and Reebok. If you black owned, you black business, I'm 100. I would find pleasure. I would take pleasure in supporting that. Right.
I
just want you to
have
your business in
But he's
in
not a designer. He's a ball player. If that was one of his minor passions that he had growing up, I would be totally fine with that. Or hire someone that is their specialty. And
I don't think they make the shoe on their own. Them niggas don't know how to make shoes.
And that's
they hired somebody.
Hire somebody.
But they probably didn't hire.
The same way he hired somebody that started 1.5 million. That's what I'm saying. Hire somebody that's their job to research and find and develop the company the way it should be. It just seems like he hired Joe Schmo to hurry up. Okay, he gonna cut me a deal. Yeah, he cutting you a deal so great. He cutting $1.5 million out y'all's money in the long run. Like you have to hire somebody that is reputable. You can't go and say, okay, I need some help with my finances. You know somebody.
And the dude just got out of jail.
And you tell me I got a guy.
The dude just got out of jail for embezzlement. So they hired somebody to handle the money that just got out of prison for embezzlement. So it was just some fuck shit across the board. Alonzo and the Ball family, I wish you all the best.
Right.
We'll move on from this story, and we'll conclude with Tori's Uncle Joe. Tori, break the story down for me.
So my uncle got accused of being inappropriate with females.
Joe Biden, for those of you who've been living under a rock.
Yeah.
For kissing a woman on the back of her head.
Really? Really Republicans? Really America?
On the back of her head.
Really now, Republicans?
Now, mind you, this story has come up how many years after he was in office?
The incident happened in 2004. 2014. They left office in, what was that? 2016.
16. 15. 16.
16. 2000.
So,
16.
this man was in office for a whole 8 years. 2 years after the incident. And it's what year now?
2019.
So
or if you go by Buck Rogers years, we're in 2079. I don't know which one you're going by.
We're going to go by.
Long and short of it, this shit happened. This shit happened quite a while ago. It's being brought up kind of out of the blue right now, while the Democratic field of competitors is kind of formulating. And it's so obviously and clearly a shot at, you know, one of the big forerunners who's going to be nominated for president.
Yep.
It just comes off looking like a lame attempt, especially this kind of thing. Biden handled it perfectly, in my opinion, y'all, because he was basically like, well, shit. If hugging people and saying hi to them and giving them kisses on the cheek and, you know, maybe, you know,
a kiss on the back of the head.
I mean, you already established that you could kiss the wrong place. Ghost. So is that with Beyonce? You can hug and kiss.
But it can happen. On the back of the head.
And she actually said it that way, y'all. She was like, "Oh yeah, he kissed me on the back of the head, and and we're just like, really?
How
really,
much did she get
like,
paid to say that?
Thank you. And
I know that's horrible, but
Biden was like, I didn't know that kissing people on the back of the head was, you know, a sexual offense.
I mean, I could understand if you were like a bald-headed dude and he walked up and was like, "Come here, man," and kissed the back of your head, and you might have felt a little weird. But a woman with a whole head of hair, like, there's nothing there for you to feel.
And when I'm being sexual with a woman, I'll walk behind her and kiss her on the back of her neck. I know that's in the spot.
Neck.
Even Erykah Badu wrote a song about that. I ain't kissing the back of your head.
The back of your
head, that's a platonic ass kiss.
I'm kissing like my daughter.
Right. That's a platonic ass kiss.
I have 2 boys and I've never kissed my sons on the back of their head. Like, what kind of kiss is that, and where is it going? I don't even know how that happened. Like, how do you kiss somebody on the back of the head?
Oh no, I can see just being like, oh yeah, little kid, I love you. I can see doing that.
Top of the head, forehead.
That's probably more closely aligned to what it was. I think the big thing here for me is he was just like, oh shit, well, I'm willing to listen to some details if we talk about, you know, what this really is. I like the fact that he didn't back away from it. I like the fact that he wasn't like, fuck y'all, this is bullshit.
I didn't say that. I didn't do it.
He was just like, well, let's talk about the emotions that happen here. Let's break this shit down. And I think that's a brilliant response, because now she has to talk about what that made her feel like. You know what I'm saying? She has to break that down. He put the ball back in her court. If I hurt you, tell me how I hurt you, and let's figure this shit out. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm riding with that, and we're going to end the podcast. Before we do, I feel correspondent Ron just hipped us and said that word is Nipsey Hussle, one of my favorite rappers, has just been shot.
Oh, no.
I don't know if it's true. We haven't done any research. If it is true, prayers up, positive energy out to him, you know, in his healing, and to his family. And Nipsey Hussle is literally one of my favorite rappers. So I'm hoping it's not true. Some kind of way it's not true. And if it is true, I'm hoping it's just a graze wound, and prayers and positive energy goes out to Nip and Lauren London, and, you know, and the whole All Money In family. Hopefully it's not true. And it's a rumor. Unfortunately, a lot of times we find out these things aren't rumors.
Yeah.
But we'll keep you posted. By the time you hear this on Monday, if you're on Spotify, YouTube, or iTunes, you'll probably know what happened. And I just really, really hope that it's not true, or it's not severe. Mm-hmm. It's not life-threatening. Because Nipsey is a strong black man that does a lot of good in the community and does a lot of good music. And if something happened to Nip, like, I would feel that. You know, when you're, I'm not a big fan of many people. I'm a huge fan of Nipsey Hussle from his independent days up until now. So I hope he's okay, and I hope that it didn't even happen. Before we get out of here, anything you guys want to add?
Just make sure to hit the subscribe button.
Hit the subscribe button on Apple Podcasts. Leave a comment. Leave a rating on Spotify. Leave a comment. Leave a rating on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit a comment. Hit a rating. And Tori told me this morning that we are on Christian Mingle. So go to Christian Mingle and hit a subscribe or
And
rating.
send him all the DMs.
Yeah, hop on that YouTube. Hop on that YouTube site, hit that channel hyperlink at the top for our YouTube channel, and just go ahead and drop that into Facebook for us and hit share, so that all your friends and all your folks know that they can come out and watch all our YouTube videos, because we have an incredible amount of content on there.
Oh, yeah.
Clips, snippets, everything, all of the shows. You can see when we be like, oh yeah, we talked about that shit last week or whatever. We're always ahead of the game. Just bear that in mind.
Always. And a special treat for people who listen on Spotify, Apple, or any other podcast site. We're going to end the broadcast now, but we're going to stay on the podcast sites. Apple, Spotify, Google Play, Christian Mingle. So if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, we out this bitch. And it's an extra couple of minutes of content, because I have a question for these two and Gilman, and we're going to answer that question, but only on Apple or Spotify on a podcast site. And it's going to be a sex question, just so you guys know. So Facebookers, take your ass to Apple and Spotify. Y'all YouTube people too.